I do have one thing to say, and it seems our game plan is just to kind of boot and scoot, man. Just kind of kick it to Chawinga and let her do something. And that's how we get goals. When's the last time we got a great goal that was like a run of play situation, a setup, a cross, a header, anything like that? It's been a bit, yeah?
It feels like it. Whenever you have the threat of Chawinga, it's hard not to, right? I mean, let's be honest. She can beat any defender. You just got to find a good passing lane to get the ball through and place it just right to where she can, take that ball and keep going.
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank. If you're thinking about starting a business or know someone who is, check out Emprise Bank's SBA loans. It's always good to know your options, and they can be your partner in possible.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Currently on No Other Pod, part of KC Sports Network. It's me, Daniel Kooser, here with Chris Wright to talk all things KC Current and women's soccer. Christopher, how are you, man?
Doing good, man. Fun, entertaining, engaged weekend there. Friday, I got to go see a play.
Hey.
With Jimmy. Yeah, I got to go see a pretty cool play in Topeka with just some guy I know.
Did you have a good time for not really knowing the music?
Dude, I had a blast. And First of all, I had no idea that the Four Seasons had so many hits until I was there. And then I was like I knew all of them, but I didn't know who did them at the time, right? You just hear them on the radio, you sing it, you know the songs. I did not know it was them. So
sure.
That was a lot of fun. I didn't know kind of their story, right? So it was that was interesting, kind of learning the story. But I had a blast. I had an absolute blast.
Good. You can tell the guy that I play that he actually had a hand in writing the show because he gave me like the best solos. He gave himself the best solos. I sing their most popular song, "Oh What a Night," and it's just fun, man. I'll be sad when it's done because it's not as intense as Tootsie was. I'm not running around getting dressed real fast and changing on stage. We're just grooving. The hell of a time.
I like the structure of it. So it wasn't one main character, right? It was four, and then they just told their perspective, or kind of had some of their solo bits, but also together. But no, it was a lot of fun. I really liked the way it was done.
Good. It's dude, it was written in like 2002 or some shit. So it's been around, and they've never been able to get the rights because it ran on Broadway for a bit, won awards and all that, and then toured like crazy. And when there's like national tours of something, community theaters and high schools, they're not allowed to get the rights if it's currently touring. Yeah.
I did not know that.
So you have, and like, there's been shows that a theater has acquired, and then that show actually decides, hey, we're going to do a national tour next year. And then those rights get stripped from that theater because it's like, nah, they're going to tour, so we lost the rights. It's a pretty wild situation, really. A lot goes into it.
Man.
I mean, Topeka Civic Theater's been trying to do Shrek the Musical for years. And then they were like, actually, we're going to tour with Shrek next year. And then they were like, actually, we're not. But they've already replaced Shrek on their calendar, so it's like they were kind of duped,
God, I had no idea the backstage politics.
Yeah.
And all of that's pretty...
I don't know how the royalties work. I don't know what you have to pay to people. All I know is that, Frankie Valli and Bob Gaudio are still alive. Frankie's still freaking performing, for God's sakes, at like 90 years old. And they're just probably getting kickbacks on all their stuff, man. Even this show, just money after money.
I don't know. Every time I see one of your shows, I'm like, I got a new favorite. But then, I don't know if it's a recency bias or what.
Oh, sure.
But no, man, every time I see one, I'm super impressed. Not just with you, by the way, which incredible. So deserve a ton of credit there. But just with the whole Topeka Civic Theater, the whole setup, man, the building, just everything they do, man, is incredibly well done. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Kind of a hidden gem people don't really know about. I mean, they don't have a huge budget. It's community theater, so like their marketing is, it's minimal, and they kind of rely off of like word of mouth like that. So it's fun.
And when you say community theater, it doesn't feel like it, by the way.
Oh, dude, it feels pretty professional. It's like
it feels incredible. Yeah, like community theater makes me think we're going to a high school gym, and we're, in some crappy chairs, right?
That used to be a school. They like bought that building and transformed it into a theater. That was like an elementary school.
Wow.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Pretty wild.
So,
well, I thank you for coming, dude. That means a lot to me. It was fun. And we got 4 more chances to see it if you can get tickets. Shit has been selling out. So what a time. Dude, we have a game to talk about. There was a game. There's a game coming up this weekend. I got to attend this game. Got a little headband tan line I'm not too happy about, but it got warm out there after probably about after halftime. Before halftime, it was like, whoa, kind of chilly. And that's that Kansas fall weather for you. Did you pop over to the Current Fest at all before the game?
I was running super late, so I
really?
did not get to go. I was kind of hoping that maybe during like halftime I could, sneak out and just kind of meander about, but had to hold down some seats, so I was unable to go. But
I don't think you could sneak out the way it was configured. Like you could go in if you had tickets to the game, but once you were in the game, I don't think you could leave and then go to Current Fest. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was structured.
When I was walking into the game, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking I probably couldn't.
Well, we went over there and got some kombucha samples. They had a guy doing some samples over there. Couple food trucks, big old screen set up. I always wonder what kind of delay that had on it. There's a goal. You're obviously going to hear cheers in the stadium or boos before you even see it on TV. So that always kind of affects me when I was younger, my dad used to listen to the radio for like KU basketball games. And a lot of times it would be synced up with the TV. It'd be fine. But on those rare occurrences when it wasn't, it was so annoying, dude. Like you'd hear a shot get made or something, and then it was just, you haven't even seen it yet. So it's like, all right, radio's got to go.
Yeah, you're like right now you're watching a football game, but you got your fantasy. You look at your fantasy stats and you see like your points are updated, and then before you see the play on TV, I don't know.
Do you do that? Do you split screen with your fantasy stats?
I just look on my phone and then I watch on TV. So if there's like a slight delay and I see some type of adjustment, I'm like, oh, better pay attention to this play.
Nice.
So yeah.
I was excited to be there, though, man. It's been a bit since I was able to attend a game, and this worked well for a noon kickoff. Beautiful day for it, beautiful fall weather, and the hype around this match spoke for itself. I mean, it was Gotham FC coming in, man. It was a kind of a marquee matchup with Gotham. They've kind of rose up the rankings in past months, and we've kind of gone down a little bit. Had a little bit of a stagnant stand, if you will. But this game did not disappoint. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the play on the field. I do have one thing to say, and it seems our game plan is just to kind of boot and scoot, man. Just kind of kick it to Chawinga and let her do something. And that's how we get goals. When's the last time we got a great goal that was like a run of play situation, a setup, a cross, a header, anything like that? It's been a bit, yeah?
It feels like it. Whenever you have the threat of Chawinga, it's hard not to, right? Let's be honest. She can beat any defender. You just got to find a good passing lane to get the ball through and place it just right to where she can, take that ball and keep going. It's such a threat. But yeah, once Bia came in, we'll kind of go through the game there, but once Bia came in, I feel like our offense changed. Like we just became much more clinical. There was a lot of awesome like give and goes. You could just tell the chemistry was there, and we seemed like a different team on offense when she was in. But she came in the second half.
100%. Man, this game, this was a big chance to put ourselves in third place. Ending with a 1-1 draw. Why can't we beat Gotham? Why can't Gotham beat us? Right? We can't. I don't know. We tied them 1-1 back in very early on in the season when we played them, and now it's another 1-1 draw. So they're just kind of that kryptonite, man. It just. They're good. Lynn Williams was dangerous. She was all over the place. It's. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to make some strides here to overtake Washington Spirit. I'd like to finish the damn thing and in the second seed for the playoffs, and have this home field advantage throughout the damn thing. But I'm getting a little scared about that fact.
We're running out of road, man. We talked about this 3-game stretch. We like to have 7 points. That might have been, something that was a lofty goal, right? Like 3 good teams.
We didn't lose any games.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, we didn't lose anything. So all in all, I think that was a great 3-game stretch, but we're still a little bit behind Gotham or Washington and 1 point behind Gotham. But, our schedule's getting a little easier. If you want to say that, you can never count any team, right? There's always trap games wherever you go. We're playing a lot of games away, but, there's still a chance. So we just got to keep foot on the pedal.
But everyone keeps winning, man. Orlando won, Washington won. It's getting out of hand. And then especially going into this weekend with kind of a desperate Racing Louisville team who's right on the cusp of that last playoff spot.
That's a good point.
They're going to be desperate, and they're playing at home. And that's, I don't know, man. If there's a trap game to be said, that kind of feels like it because they're hungry, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's go through this game. But before we do, take our quick break, and we'll be right back.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your number one source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com. Dealing with big wireless providers can be such a pain in your you-know-what. Whether it's long waits on hold or dealing with confusing overages and unexpected fees, dealing with big wireless providers can be extremely frustrating. So when Mint Mobile says you can get $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they mean it. And with Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about gotchas ever again. You can say bye-bye to overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with your premium wireless plans starting at just $15 a month. And you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan. Bring your phone number and all of your existing contacts. So you ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for just $15 a month. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/KCSNKCC. That's mintmobile.com/KCSNKCC. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/KCSNKCC. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speeds slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Look, I gotta tell you, I don't think I have any friends anymore, bud. Did you see you saw my picture? You saw my picture? Did I look like the loneliest son of a bitch in the world?
I did. You looked a little lonely, but yeah,
unbelievable. You had family come to the game. It all just went tits up. It just sucked. You were trying to buy it. You're trying to get an extra ticket.
Yep.
And instead of reaching out to Chip and seeing if he might have an extra one, you just assumed he'd be at the game.
I assumed, yeah, he's always at the game. He never misses. So I was like, I'm not going to text somebody and say, "Are you not going to the game?"
Yeah,
like it felt kind of weird. Yeah,
I don't. I was coming. You knew that. Sky was actually going to come, and last minute they had some kind of emergency and couldn't come. So I was like, so you sat in GA with your partner and your aunt. And I was just like, we ain't got no damn friends, babe. It's just us. Look at all these empty seats over here. Well, you know what? We made the best of it. So screw y'all. Screw all of y'all that said you were my friends.
I thought it was wild that I sold my tickets, right, for pretty much retail. And
they reposted them. They tried to resell them.
Yeah, and they tried to resell them for like $16 each. So it took a huge lot. Probably realized they couldn't go at some point.
So it went down. When I looked at your tickets, they were at like 30 a piece, and they kept lowering it as it got closer to game time because they're like, I don't think these are going to sell. And they didn't.
And my aunt was like, yeah, I like to stand. So, GA, we're standing. And then...
well, you got your money.
Well, I think I actually had to pay because of the fees. Like, when it was all said and done, due to the fees, I think I actually had to... It wasn't much, though, but yeah, it was... it went from that whole section being completely full and can't get one ticket to, you're there by yourself. Friendless in row 3.
It's fine. I can accept it. I can accept that I'm a tough person to hang out with. I get it. I it's all good. You're forgiven.
Appreciate it. But are you going to make the last game against the Wave?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes, because I was taking a trip to Cancun, but now I'm not because of plumbing issues. So we took care of that. That money's been spent. But you know what I'm thinking about doing, man, is making a little road trip down to San Antone for that final of the Summer Cup. Doesn't that sound fun? You want to come?
A little late notice for me, but
is it?
God, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool.
3 weeks away, right? 3 weeks from this Friday.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? That's enough time for you to go to China. Late notice. You booked a trip to China within a month.
Oh,
you're out of this world. Dude, so this game, I was feeling good coming into it because I'm like, theoretically, we beat Washington Spirit 3-0 at home last week. 3-0. And I never thought that would happen. So I'm like, dude, you piggyback on that success and you do the same thing to Gotham. You get after it. Hot and heavy, fast. Hit them hard, hit them often. And that's not what this was, man. It's just kind of a little back and forth, kind of testing things out. I mean, they didn't score a goal on us, right? They didn't score a goal. It is what it is. It was like a deflected situation, right? It was just messed up. It never should have happened.
They didn't score, but Alana Cook did.
It's frustrating.
I mean, let's talk about that play, right? So, the ball was on our box, kind of got cleared. Michelle Cooper was getting ready to dribble out, start a counter. Whether she was going to counter, I don't know, and the ref was in the way, right?
Yeah.
What's your take on the whole thing? Because it's pretty controversial. Everybody was pissed off in the South Stand there. But what was your take on that play?
Well, first of all, I want to see it again because I couldn't see it up close like y'all did. It was like right in front of you.
Yeah.
So I'm looking that up right now. But I do want to point out that Izzy Rodriguez was back in the lineup. That was nice. We've been talking about that for a bit, right? Like, you're a big Izzy fan.
Yeah. I think she can start on any team. So
we stan Izzy around here. Dude, you know who else, like, I love watching, but not playing against her, is Rose Lavelle. She's dangerous, dude. She's quick. She's tactical. She might not have that, she might not be blasting long shots or anything like that or getting in dangerous positions, but she's creating turnovers. I think she turned over Dabinia a couple times in like the first quarter of the first half or something. Like, by the way, Dabinia took her a while to get into this game. She kept kind of like mishitting passes in the final third, having little missteps and turnovers. And now that's saying something. It was fine, but for Dabinia's caliber, it stood out to me. Did you notice that at all, or am I being nitpicky?
No, I noticed that. In the first half, like I said, it took her a little while to get going. She tried to do some like give and goes that just didn't work out. Like some of her passes just didn't quite get there. There's that 50-50 ball. Typically she'll come away with it. She didn't in the first half. But a little bit later, she totally redeemed herself in the second half. But I completely agree. It took her a little while to get going there.
Well, this goal you were talking about, man, happens in the 23rd minute, and it's a hard cross into the middle, and Alana Cook just kind of like chested into the goal, damn near a handball. You know what I mean? So, just what's that? Just lack of concentration. I mean, just kind of not firm, not ready for that cross to come in. That shouldn't happen. It's weird.
It shouldn't. And she was like a half a foot away from shutting down that gap between her and the post altogether. So I don't know if it was just positioning. Maybe she expected the ball to kind of not go so near post. Maybe expected more of a cross coming to the middle of the box. Just bad positioning. And it looked like Schultz was there, by the way. It looked like she was there.
Yeah.
And she was just blocked from it. But going back to that Cooper referee situation, I've seen some commentary on that.
I wanted to say, why are they surrounding the referee after this goal? What happened here?
So Cooper was bringing the ball out, and the ref was basically in her way and prevented her from getting to the ball. She had a clear run at the ball. The ref was kind of in the way. Gotham got possession because of it. And it was one of those things where everybody was so mad at the ref, they just didn't focus on the play itself. Gotham,
all four people are looking at the referee, and it's like, get back in the game. They're not stopping it. This referee was not great. You got to deal with it.
It was bad reffing. I mean, she was terrible. I thought it was a very, very poorly reffed game altogether, especially later on. Chawinga got a yellow for being a bystander in a play. But, so my thought real quick on that is the ball didn't touch the ref, right? Like, if the ball touches the ref, it's a dead ball, but it didn't. So it's frustrating. It's an unusual situation, but simultaneously, like everything else, you cannot lose concentration and focus because of what a call you think should have happened, right? That's going to do you no good, and Gotham took advantage.
They did. And dude, the thing is, I mean, there's no rule that says the referee needs to stop play for running into a player. It's if they touch the ball, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's, fine, whatever. It is what it is. I will say, I'm a little sick of referees giving these, like, shitty stock statements at the end of games when they're asked questions. Like, NFL referees give, like, legit answers, dude. Soccer referees just feel like they can't be bothered with this. It's like, no, it is what it is. That's basically what they could say. So I don't have to read the pool reporter's statements because it's like, I'm bored now. It's all the same bullshit week after week. It's unfortunate that happened, but I mean, you can't sit around bitching about it. You got to get back in the play.
Well, that's what Cooper said. Like, in the press conference, she said exactly that. Like, it's unfortunate, but they know they needed to just, not lose that focus and snap right back in it. Arguing with the ref while Gotham is inside your, attacking third is not going to do you any favors.
Yeah, I do gotta, you gotta give a little credit to whoever wrote the KC Current match report. They said, although Kansas City forward Michelle Cooper seemed to have the line on the initial career, a collision between her and the referee allowed Gotham the chance to get on the ball and pass wide to Ryan. And it's like, yeah, we want you to know that a goal was scored, but hey, there's a little asterisk here, okay? It's messed up. We played a really good team and gave up a goal that wasn't even supposed to happen.
Do you think if she knew, she would have, the ref would have gotten in the way, she might have put a little extra oomph into it?
Michelle just trucked the ref, then she'd have to stop play.
Yeah,
you truck the ref. They got to stop,
or don't do it at all.
Why not, Michelle? You have no problem trucking these other players.
You didn't know she was there,
which I don't know. I'm not criticizing that, by the way. I love a good Cooper trucking. It's a hell of a time. Woo woo! I'm all in, dude. It's going down 1-0 so early. Now you're chasing the game. Now it feels bad. Now it sucks a little bit, and
against a good defensive team, against one of the best defensive teams in the league, by the way.
And dude, oh my God, they almost made it 2-0. Freaking Schultz had to come up big with a little kick save, 1-on-1 with was that Lynn Williams? It was going to be 2-0. That shot's going in the goal, and Schultz Schultz a beast, dude. She's a big deal. And I'm like,
how do we find her A, and then B? I don't understand how she was not playing for a team. Like, yeah, it's really
raising babies, dude.
Yeah,
doing it all, raising babies, stopping goals, hell of a time.
I mean, it's incredible. It's certainly a diamond in the rough here. Definitely score one for the front office, whoever found her, right? Whoever brought her in, they deserve a lot of credit.
It's got to feel good, and Franch is on the sideline too, like being supportive as hell, just loving that she's having a big time. She's having big stops after stops, man. Game after game, she's doing something.
She's in the right place all the time. she's
with
called
a goalkeeper, all you can do is ask for one big stop like that. That like a one-on-one situation, and you come up big, it's crazy. It's also scary, by the way. Dude, I played keeper one time because I was hurt, and I had a one-on-one with somebody, and I like kind of faked them out. And I took the shot right in my junk. It was very uncomfortable, and it hurt really bad. And everyone's like, "Great stop, keep," and I was like, "Didn't feel great. Didn't feel like a great stop at all." It's scary to be in those moments, and if you give into that pressure, dude, you'll make a mistake, and she'll give into pressure.
You have to have something inside you that runs, I don't know, willing to take a shot in the face or the jump.
Yeah, and that was Ryan again. Ryan was having a good little game, man. She was the one who created the own goal. But she was played through on goal, and Schultz just kicks away that effort, man. What do you think of Di Bernardo's play? Felt like did it feel like we were lacking something in the midfield and controlling that midfield a little bit? Not just her, just midfielders in general, not just her.
Yeah, I mean, it really felt like, certainly in the first half, by the way. I think in the first half, Gotham really kind of controlled the midfield. And, they had, you take a look at possession, Gotham had 59% of possession. So, and that's never our game, is to control the possession. That's not kind of the team we are. Doesn't mean we can't in some games, but it felt like they certainly controlled the possession and the pace in the first half.
Yeah, 100%. It, I don't know, man. It again, Dabinia just felt kind of disjointed in this game, kind of disconnected from everything going on. Gotham was in dangerous positions the whole first half. Like they were in and around our box consistently, and then firing shots just over the bar or just wide. We were lucky to end the half 1-0. Very lucky. Could have been way worse. I wanted something from Michelle Cooper too, man. Like she was really busting her ass to like chase down these balls and put pressure on the whoever had the ball for their team, Did
you see that shot she took that was over and it was headed by the fan?
Yeah, I did. Knowing how hard Cooper can kick, I'm like, okay, I think that fan should probably be in concussion protocol.
He celebrated right after. I'm sure that was adrenaline, and then he probably sat down lightheaded, just trying to play it cool.
Little heads up play, man. A ball came one time at me, just like in shooting practice at the beginning, and I just boom, bear pawed it away. I would never think to head the ball because I've been smashed in the face before. It doesn't feel good. So if you get a bad header and it comes right off your nose, okay, well, that's going to be a pretty sad rest of the game for you.
I take pride in my ability to catch a ball with my hands. Like, I'm a hands catcher. So I think where it was shoot around when it was at Children's Mercy, the beginning of the game, the ball came, I tried to catch it like a football, went right through. That thing, that's a hard ball, man. That's a tough thing to catch with your mitts there. So
yeah,
to head that bad boy.
Then you broke some metatarsals in your hands. Good deal.
I was so disappointed because I don't know. I always thought I could catch a ball, just with my hands like that. But
nope. Bring your gloves next time. You got it. Is this like a baseball game?
Yeah.
Where you bring your gloves, bring your goalie gloves. Dude, we get one back in the 52nd minute, and it stop me if you heard this one before, but it's a Chawinga goal who extends her golden boot lead. This ball is headed out of our box to Dabinia, and Dabinia plays an excellent through ball. Like the weight of the pass, everything. I don't think it gets much more perfect than that. And Chawinga gets on this ball and is off to the races. Defender looks like she's going to poop her pants. Dude, she was just...
That's exactly what I saw because they're running at our section and her, she was dying. It was the funniest thing in the world. Like, I was watching her face while looking over and watching Chawinga. It was fantastic.
The term play to the whistle, play to the end of the play, blah, blah, blah. Don't you think there's a part of defenders that's she's past me, I'm never going to catch her, can I just save my legs? Like making a 70-yard lung-busting run. It's like, can we just call it what it is? I mean, our goalkeeper's either going to stop it or not, and I'm going to not be tired. That sounds great.
I always think of like the Snickers want to get away, like.
Oh, man, it's just, and dude, I don't know who the defender was off the top of my head, but she's got her chest out, just hands are open, just flapping along, and goalkeeper comes out at a perfect time. Did what she's supposed to do, and Chawinga just taps it around. Goalkeeper keeps from taking down Chawinga because it was real close to like, okay, you're talking penalty section here.
Yeah, red maybe.
Taps it around and, oh yeah, that would have been a red card, wouldn't it? Taps it around her and puts it away. Excuse me. Chawinga just keeps going, dude. Just keeps going. 1 goal off of the NWSL single season scoring record. I think that record at least gets tied. She absolutely has a chance to break it. We have 2 away games and a home game. Right? How many games we got left? Is it 3 or 4? Not counting the Summer Cup final.
I'll tell you right now. So we got Louisville. We have 4 games left.
Okay. And then 5 with the final, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, yeah. 4 games left regular season, 5 with final.
Correct. Okay. 26 games in a year. So you change shit up on me every year and add more games and take the Challenge Cup away, and you're just confusing us, everyone. I'm so happy for Chawinga, dude. She came into this team being the woman who scores, being the person who scores the most goals in the world, and
planet Earth, in the galaxy, in the universe.
I don't want the pressure to build now. I want her to get this record. I know it's a team sport. I know, the W's matter, but let's get those W's with goals from her. Because I do want other people to score as well. But now that we're here and then she could break this record, I'm like, everyone needs to be giving this to Chawinga, dude. If there's a penalty, I don't know if I want her to take it that bad, but come on, if she's on the cusp of breaking that record, why wouldn't you give it to her? I don't know. That's a Labonta situation, yeah?
I think if Lowe is off the field for any reason, I think she takes it. But I don't think you ruin a good thing with Lowe taking PKs. I don't know. I'm also of the mind that I kind of feel like PKs shouldn't count as much towards like a even though when you take a look at that 18, right, from Sam Kerr, I'd have to look. I don't know. But there might have been some PKs in there as well. They also played significantly less games, by the way. So, there's that.
That's true. 18 goals in less games is more impressive than 18 goals in 26 games. But it's still something, man. And, dude, what a good angle of this goal here from behind the net. Someone just throws their beer up in the air at in the supporters stand. Was that you, buddy?
That was not me.
The whole cup went flying. So if you're over there and smelling like beer, there you go.
A little bit of a shower there.
Now, the rest of this match was just kind of back and forth, but I still think Gotham kind of had the majority of the chances here. Do you have any stats on that, like shots and everything?
So they had the majority of the shots. The second half, I felt like Kansas City really had the better. Okay, so the Current had 14 shots. Gotham had 12. Gotham had 6 shots on target. We had 4. But we had 4 big chances and they had 1. I mean, I felt like the second half, I feel like we had a better half. And real quick, the XG here, Kansas City had a 2.3 and Gotham had a 1.1. So,
gotcha.
I think once Bia came in, I feel like our whole offense changed from a punt it to Chawinga to more of an organized clinical attack.
Okay. So tell me what you saw on this. I agree with you, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to just move on. But what happened in the 74th minute here where the referee stops play and goes to we had possession and then she drops ball to Gotham?
I don't know. That was unless there's a better explanation I've not heard of. Yeah, it was so we had it looked like we were countering, right? We were countering on the attack. Dabinia had the ball at her feet, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
They blew the whistle to check for a possible penalty. And I didn't rewatch the game, so I don't know what any commentators were saying. Of course, we're all nervous as shit. We're like, oh God, please don't have like a weird handball that, was not really impactful of the play. And then, the VAR was cleared, no penalty. And then they did a drop ball to Gotham. I don't know, unless there's something I'm unaware of, I don't know what happened. And that goes back to this referee having a horrible game, just absolutely terrible game. And then here in a little bit in the 81st with Chawinga, right? There was a cross that came in, and the keeper, Berger, dove up, kind of came down on Chawinga. Chawinga didn't jump. She was just kind of a bystander, recognized she had no chance of the ball, just stood there, not even in like a boxing out way, but was just kind of like disassociated from the play. The keeper had contact with her own player, came down and made a little bit of contact with Chawinga, not even much, and then Chawinga got a yellow. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't.
It's slightly insane. I don't get it. But another time, dude, this is just that's insane. I think it was actually, the yellow, I think Chawinga kicked her in the face. As she was like on the ground. I think she went after the ball and it missed and like hit the keeper in the head. So there is that.
Well, I'm going to stick with my story.
Yeah. But there was another time, man, that Dabinia, like, I'm not sure if she got clipped. I'm not sure there was any contact at all, but she went down and it wasn't a head injury. She's not holding her head at all. And the ref blows the whistle. So I'm thinking, okay, that's a foul. But it wasn't a foul. She was just stopping play, and she gave the ball to Gotham. And I'm like, if it's not a foul, you don't blow the whistle unless it's a head injury. She was just holding the back of her leg. Like, why are you blowing the whistle? It blew my mind, dude. Everything was just kind of out of sorts here. I'm not saying the referee screwed this game for us, but she didn't make it any easier,
No, I agree.
Now, what was nice, you got Claire Hutton back in this game. I was thinking like, ooh, time to extend that goal scorer record. Bia came back into this game. I kind of knew she'd come in at halftime. The way they've been kind of pacing her out, giving her 10 minutes here, 20 here, a full 30. And I'm like, I bet she plays the full second half. And here she comes, man. And it's just a different team with her on the field. You know that?
Yeah, we've talked earlier this year. We talked about how she has the just unique ability to be fast, technical, strong. Like defenders or players bounce off of her. She's like a tight end who can box out. Like it's really fun to watch. But yeah, just such a different team. She had such good chemistry too. There was give and goes back and forth. Like a back heel. Just the movement on the ball was crisp and really good. And I can't remember what minute it was. But Hilda, number 66, kind of had that run one-on-one with the keeper. It was a very tight window, so there wasn't much she could do. She got a foot on it, just like a toe or like a side to try to flick it up over the keeper. And it was a great save by the keeper. But that was a really good opportunity. And that would have been fun to see her score as well.
Absolutely. Ellie Wheeler came in at the half as well. You just kind of saw, okay, Bia and Ellie, you're getting some attacking prowess in there. We're going for it, man. And at the end of the day, it didn't really work out. What are your thoughts on Kayla Sharples just coming over to the team and just being a starter? Just, this is my spot. I know I'm new here, but I'm just going to lock it down. I mean, you've got Ball and Balasager sitting on the bench, man, watching this new gal get all the minutes. And and Haley Mace? I mean, she's in there too, dude. How do we feel about this? It's been working.
I mean, Sharples, when she came over, she knew that she could start. She did it a lot of, throughout the league. I didn't know how good her chemistry would be right away. I underestimated that.
And Cooks knew too, man. A lot of Cooks knew. So it's like, it feels good. They got good chemistry.
I mean, we had two national team players, center backs, right? Earlier this year we had two. We have a veteran and Ball, and you know what? None of them are starting. Like, that's how quickly it can change. And granted, our defense was struggling, right? We gave up a lot of goals through the air. But, I mean, they've come in and kind of locked this whole defense down. And I think that's really helped the rest of the team. And same with Schultz, right? Schultz deserves a lot of credit for coming in, too. Those 3 additions, I think, have really changed our defense as a whole.
I think, we strapped the rocket on Kayla Sharples, man. I mean, Alana Cook came in and started immediately. But I kind of knew she would, because she's got this, she's got national team minutes behind her, Defender of the Year nominee and all that stuff. With Sharples coming over, I was like, okay, this is a depth signing. But now I'm like, oh, dude, she came over with fire and was like, I need to prove myself. I need to work my way into this team. I was playing for Bay. I want to play in this team. And she has.
She's done it. She's just solid. She's fundamentally solid. She doesn't make mistakes. She's not the most athletic, not to take away from her athleticism, by the way, but she's sure that's not her strongest attribute, but she's just smart. She knows where to be. She has such great chemistry, and credit to Vladko and this coaching staff for integrating a new keeper, 2 center backs, and we're better, right? We're better because of it.
I was always I wear my pink headband to games. And I was like, yeah, I got my Ellie Wheeler headband on, but now it's like my Kayla Sharples headband, my Michelle Cooper headband, my Izzy Rodriguez headband. Every woman is wearing a pink headband. I'm like, okay, don't copy me. But I don't know, man. This team is doing good things. All in all, a decent result against a really good Gotham side. But you got to shift gears. You got to shift gears and really take advantage of a lower team that you're playing this weekend. You got to thump up on them, but it's not going to be easy because Louisville's right there. And before I go any further, toast of the match, dog. Holiday Distillery, toast of the match. Who's that go to? Is it Chawinga again for just extending her record? But I kind of want to say Schultz because they didn't score on her technically.
It depends on what frame of mind you're in. You go with the almost setting a record goal score, or do you go with a keeper who had a beautiful one-on-one save and has been incredible? I don't know. Who do you got?
Well,
what do you think?
You go with both of them. Holiday Distillery, toast of the match, two-time. Yeah. Dude, I love it. When you can't decide, you can't decide. You go both. You go.
You know who almost got that toast of the match, and what would have been a very fantastic return was Hutton. That ball, she had that ball that sat right in front of her. I mean, it was a tough ball, but
I thought she was going to score.
I thought so too. Everybody was holding their breath. We thought that was such a good opportunity. Could you imagine had she scored the game winner coming back from, winning a bronze with the national team? That would have been quite the moment.
I was hype. I was ready. Oh, dude, I tried a new food item there. They had a little vegan crunch wrap. Have you had that thing?
I have not. That sounds pretty interesting. Is that a new item, or is that something that has been there?
I don't think it's new. I think it's been over there for a bit next to fan services. You just walk in, you grab what you want, and you pay at the cashier. So no one has to serve you. They're just kind of sitting in there. It was fun. I still like the flautas from that taqueria. Yoli tortilla. Yeah. I still like that a little better, but, you got to try new things.
That's cool.
Oh, and I tried the freaking vegan ice cream, man, at High Hopes Ice Cream.
How? Pretty good?
Get on board with that, dude. They had an Almond Joy ice cream. Yum. It was just like almonds and chocolate. And then we did like the sherbet or something. They had like a sorbet or something.
Nice. Would have liked the chocolate, but Marissa was like, we got to try both. And I was like, but I want the chocolate. But we'll try both. That's fine. Moving on. Louisville this weekend. Trap game. I said it. It's going to be tough, man. They just lost to Utah Royals. That's got to piss them off because no one wants to lose to Utah Royals. So you think they're not going to try to make a statement at home against the team who scores the most goals in the league? A little scary, in my opinion. Well, it's kind of, they're kind of a weird team right now. So when you take a look at their last 5 games, they lost to Seattle 3-2. They lost to Bay 1-0, and then turn around and beat Angel City and North Carolina. 2 really good teams.
And they're well, Utah.
And North Carolina is good, and then lost to Utah. So I don't know what to expect, but I'll tell you what does benefit us. Taylor Flint, formerly Korniak, one of their better midfielders, she is out due to yellow card accumulation. So
all right.
Really, yeah, she got a yellow. I want to say it was late. When was it? Not that late, 45th minute. But she got a yellow in the 45th. So now she's going to miss the current game. So that's a big break for Kansas City.
They're right outside that playoff spot, man. That is their goal. They know they can't go get like a top 4 or anything like that. They have to really fight to just get in and have a chance. And it starts Saturday for them, coming off a really poor loss against Utah Royals. Despite all their chances, they had a lot of chances in that game. Near misses. Taylor Flint hit the crossbar a time, and I don't know. I am nervous about this one. If we're not focused and ready to go, it could be disaster. And this is the 3 points for us, man. We got it. We got to get it done.
I mean, I can't help but think of the last time we played when we greatly outplayed them, and DeMello just kind of carved up our defense and had that shot that went far post in the 98th minute or something. It was something wild.
Mello, is she still with them?
Yep.
Okay. She's a problem. She's scary.
She is a problem. Their team is a little different. So, they obviously have DeMello. Ali Borges is a heck of a player. Bethany Balser came over from Seattle. She's an aerial threat, but nothing that with my foot in my mouth, but nothing that is overly threatening. Emma Sears is a speedy player who comes on. She has a ton of pace. That's kind of could be an issue. If I remember it, Kayla Fisher was the one who kept fouling our players. Do you remember that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, kept fouling us and we're getting pissed off. And I think she's the one who hit, Di Bernardo. I think that gave us a PK, if I remember correctly. But, I mean, there's nothing outside of DeMello that I see that's overly scary. They did lose Jalen Howell. I believe she went to Seattle. So their team is different from the first time we played them. But, I mean, they have struggled. And it's up to us to go take advantage of all those changes and the fact that Taylor Flint won't be in the game.
Feels good. Dude, some other games around the league as well. First of all, do you think we get this done? You think we get the 3 points?
I do. I'm never sure anymore. I'm less confident now than what I have been, but I do think that we get it done, especially if we can get Bia integrated into the offense more.
Okay. Well, I hope so. I mean, I could see Bia playing more, man. Maybe she starts the game and comes off in the second half or something like that. Because we're better with her on there. I feel it really opens up Chawinga for other things and other people as well. Some other games around the league, man. The marquee matchup of the weekend, Orlando and Washington on Sunday. That's a 4:00 game. That's the game. I mean, will Orlando finally lose? Who knows? But if anyone can do it, I mean, Washington can. They're right up there with them, So I'll be rooting for. I don't know. Do you root for Washington or Orlando? Because it's like you want Washington to lose.
I don't want Orlando to set a record that is going to be, unbeaten for an incredible amount of time. I don't want Washington to win.
I'd like to catch up to Washington. Exactly. And bounce them there. So
we got to worry about what we can control, and that's trying to fight for that second spot.
It's true. It's very true. Gotham hosts Bay FC, which they're wild cards sometimes.
They're on the come up right now. They're on the come up for sure.
They're kind of finding their identity a little bit, getting things done. It's I don't know, I've always kind of secretly been keeping an eye on them. I think we've got a couple ex-KC players who've gone over there. So
yeah.
But we'll keep an eye on those as well, man. What else? You have anything else?
Trinity Rodman's going to play. She didn't play the last game, I believe. I believe she didn't play the last game because she was out. She got injured during the current game, right? She had the back issue. And I believe she missed the following game, which they won anyway. So, but I'm not sure if she's gonna be playing. Okay, I know one team that's kind of surprising, by the way.
What's that?
Portland. Like, they're in 7th. You know, they're barely in the playoffs. It's just kind of weird to see them be so far down in the playoffs.
Well, weirder is to see San Diego down in 10th right now. I mean, it's just...
We got Landon Donovan coaching him up.
Yeah. It's things are shaping up, and you're seeing like who can make it, who's kind of scary to make it. I mean, Angel City and San Diego aren't necessarily eliminated, but they've kind of run out of time a little bit if everyone else keeps pace above them. So really, it's just Louisville's right on that ticket, man. They're going to be real hungry this weekend.
Yeah, and our remaining games, they're not against like great teams, but they're against teams that have put on good games and can throw a wrench into our plans, right?
Yeah.
San Diego, I mean, we should win. Bay FC's creeping up and they're going to be tough. Chicago's, they're in 6th place and they're looking better. So we should win all of those games, but that doesn't mean we can't have an off game and get a draw, or that, there can't be some weird 50-50 play that goes their way and they score in extra time. You don't know. You got to bring it every game.
Very true. You know what's interesting, dude? That I say we haven't beat Gotham this year. They haven't beat us. Well, that will change on October 25th. One of those two teams got to get the victory, and it's for a cup. So that's kind of interesting, kind of the tiebreaker,
Yeah, it's like that unbeaten for both sides is going to come to an end one way or another.
I hope it goes to PKs. Like only a draw like that can. You know what I mean? I feel like you get your money's worth at a game like that. You're like, I traveled, I'm at a final, and it's going to like extra time and PKs. It's like price of admission, dude. I got my money's worth.
I don't know how Schultz is with PKs.
I don't really want to know. I'm a little nervous about that. So selfishly, I'm like, hey, give this game what it deserves. All the spectacle,
Right.
Well, okay.
Home stretch, man. Home stretch. It's I don't know, man. The bottom of this playoff, these playoff contenders there at the bottom is going to be a lot of fun if you're a neutral fan.
For sure.
Or just want to see chaos.
100%. Cool. Well, thank you all for being here today. Big game this weekend. Big game. Support them. I believe it's on NWSL Plus Saturday night at 6:30. So if you can, please leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Hit us up, nootherpod@gmail.com, at nootherpod, at Chris Wright 21, at Dan Kooser. Don't forget our text line, our Mint Mobile KCSN hotline, 913-407-6524. Hit us up, be a part of the conversation. It's fun stuff. So thank you all again. For Chris, I'm Daniel. Love you and all that stuff. We'll see ya.